Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. We are back. Had a nice few days out of town, hung out at the bowling center, watched my guy bowl, but now I've got to pack everything that sold while we were gone. Even though our store was on vacation mode, I still allowed sales. And I maybe did a little sourcing myself. Okay, maybe more than a little. I filled 3 tubs. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of sales from this vacation. Usually when I go into vacation mode, it's in December, so people are still doing last minute Christmas shopping. This time, with the summer slowdown, not so great, but I'm still happy with what we sold. Heck, it could have been nothing. The first item we sold was this sun pillow, which we sold. The other one we'd bought just a week or so ago. I paid $1 at a highway sale, it sold for $24.95. Alright, now we're heading over here. Gotta close this box up, want to keep those packs of cards nice and clean. But what we sold was a patch, and this was a patch that I got recently in like a whole bundle, and I didn't even know what they were. I kind of blindly bought them, but somebody was selling a bag of like 20 or so patches on Whatnot, and so I picked them up pretty cheap. I figure I have maybe 50 cents a piece into them, and this is from Fallout. They were all like movie and games themed. It sold for $7.95, so it was kind of weird that I thought they were, police officer patches, things like that, and they were all video game, movie, or TV show themed, so it was kind of different, but we've already made our money back with just selling that one. Now we are looking for a paperback book. I know I've had listed for quite some time. Yep, see, it was all the way at the bottom there. This is the book Black Dahlia, and I found this at the bins. I just like the way the cover looks, so I thought it might be interesting. And it is from the 80s. Let's see here. Looks like September 1988 is when this printing was done. We paid $0.25 at the bins. It sold for $5 with an offer. You guys can see I got the towel on the ground and the door pulled down a little bit because it's raining outside and I don't want all my stuff to get wet. So just trying to protect everything. Now we have this cute little hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil monkey trinket going out. It is porcelain. Picked it up at an estate sale. Paid 50 cents for it on a 75% off day. It sold for $18.66. Now we're climbing up here. It's funny how something can sit forever, like those pillows or like this green colander, and then when one sells, if you have another one, the other one sells right behind it. I always think that's interesting. It has to have something to do with the algorithm. We sold one of these green Tupperware colanders about a week and a half ago, and the other one is now going out. I'm going to say I paid $1 for it at an estate sale. It sold for $9.95. Now, I love this next item. It's had a lot of views, a lot of watchers, and it finally sold. Hasn't been listed too long. We picked this up at the first highway sale we went to this year, and it's glass, and it's kind of a purple amethysty color on the actual doorknobs itself. I paid $3 at that highway sale. It sold for $99.95. The vintage door hardware is great. Excellent bolo to look out for. And speaking of bolos, the brand Kill the Hype, which is a hat company. Some of those can be super valuable as well. You guys might remember the video where I was at Goodwill and I got a bunch of hats, mostly New Era, but 2 of these Kill the Hype hats. And this is actually the first of the Kill the Hype to sell. It is an Atlanta Braves hat, and we paid $1.99 at our Goodwill for this hat because that's how much all their hats, accessories, wallets, belts cost there. And it sold for $99.95 as well. So 2 really awesome back-to-back sales. Kind of saved the weekend if you ask me. Most everything else was on the lower side, but still great sales. Like this cassette tape that we are going to be looking for here. I really need to get into these drawers and come up with some sort of organization, whether it be alphabetical or, type. Because honestly, I really have no idea where anything is. I have to just keep pulling open drawers until I find what I'm looking for. And what we are looking for is this Little Shop of Horrors cassette tape. This is the original cast recording, which I don't know if that means like Broadway. I think it's Broadway. Might be from the film, but I'm pretty sure it's Broadway. Either way, I thought it was interesting when I saw it at a yard sale. Picked up a handful of cassette tapes for $0.25 a piece, this one included, and it ended up selling for $9.95. Now the next item going out is something I have quite a few of, and this is actually the first one to sell despite being listed for quite some time. I found a bunch of these used pool balls at the bins, and let's see how much they weigh. Alright, so just at 4 ounces a piece, so they cost me $0.25 by weight. I thought they would sell faster because of being like a novelty. I was selling them individually, but this is the first one to go. I paid $0.25 for this number 2 ball. It sold for $7.95. Next up, we have some silverware going out, and it's actually a like little Demitas tea set kind of spoon. You'll see here in a second if I can ever find them. This box is so heavy, and I'm always scared I'm going to end up cutting myself because there are a couple knives in here, so have to be super careful. But here they are, these 3 little teaspoons, literally. Got little teapots on top of them. They're not marked, but they're definitely silver plated, I think. I don't think they're sterling. I paid 57 cents, and they sold for $10. Our Goodwill has all flatware for 19 cents a piece, and that's where I found them. Now we've got some pillow covers going out. We found these at a local children's hospital thrift store. Got a bunch of them. There's 2 different styles, and it looks like this person bought 2 of them, and they were the last 2 that I had. So now I only have 1 style left, but they are Coca-Cola, still new with tags, never been used, embroidered, kind of cross-stitched looking, boat-themed ones. We paid 99 cents a piece. They sold for $16 for both of them. So I gave that person a pretty good discount, and now that listing is gone. But it was great while they lasted. Now we have a juice pitcher going out, and this just screams 80s. We found this at a yard sale where everything at the yard sale was $1. This was the first thing I picked up. She said $1, said everything's $1, and I grabbed a lot more after that. It sold for $21.95. What's even better than everything being $1 is everything being free. We were actually doing some yard selling one day and happened to drive past a house that had a big old tote of toys out in front of it. This is the only thing I ended up taking, but it was like a curb alert situation. So I grabbed this Build-A-Bear wheelchair for free. It sold for $13.56. Now down to our tool and hardware area. I think that's where I put this item. Either here or it's over with the new old stock stuff, but I don't think so. I think it's down here. And there it is. This is a Baco light bulb changer. So I guess you screw like a broom handle onto that end, stick the light bulb in there, and it allows you to twist a light bulb up into something that's hard to reach instead of getting on a ladder. Pretty handy. Paid $0.25. It sold for $8.46, and we found it at the bins. So I actually grabbed something that wasn't vintage from the bins for once. Now we have a set of Tupperware tongs going out. Came from a highway sale that I paid $0.05 a piece for a bunch of stuff. This one sold for $4.21. And we have a mug going out, which, you guys, I'm happy because I have so many mugs up here. I got to clear some space. This is a vintage Russ mug. It is the Minnesota Vikings NFL team. I paid 59 cents at a thrift store. It sold for $13.95. And you guys can see it stopped raining, so I could let a little bit more light in. Next, we have a set of salt and pepper shakers going out, and these ones were pretty funny. This came from that Creative Memories estate sale down in Florida. I bought dozens and dozens of salt and pepper shakers from that sale. This is a little toilet and a urinal. So funny. Paid $1. It sold for $19.95. Now, this next item is kind of a bolo, and I don't even remember how or when I learned it, but I did learn it by watching other resellers. These are cuckoo clock weights. I went to a yard sale. A person had a cuckoo clock that was like destroyed. The wood was all broken. She wanted $5 for it. I asked if she'd sell just the weights, and she said yeah, for $5. So I gave her $5 for them. There's 3 of them here, and as you can see, they are quite heavy. I just told her to throw the rest of the clock in the trash or try to sell it to somebody else for whatever. I paid $5. They sold for $39.95 within a week of being listed. So those are definitely a bolo type item, although they are very heavy, so be prepared for that. It's going to be fun boxing something so small but yet so heavy. Now we have a Pez dispenser going out. This is a Barbie Pez dispenser, and it is from Europe. This one was made exclusively for the European market. It sold for $5.06. They also made Barbies for the USA, so those look a little bit different. Now we have an order going out to one of you guys. You all should by now know Miss Debbie. She buys from us quite often, and I couldn't be more grateful for her. It is not expected for you guys to buy stuff from me, but if you are enjoying them and you feel like you're getting a great deal, we really appreciate you doing so. She bought a CD that for some reason I'm having a hard time seeing here. Here it is. It is the Music Man soundtrack from the Broadway production. And we got this at a thrift store for 99 cents. I thought it would go for a little bit more, but it didn't. It sold for $7.95, but I'm happy Miss Debbie's going to get it and enjoy it. And then she got a few more things, and I'm starting to see a trend. So that CD was from a musical, as is this coffee mug that she picked out, if we'll ever find it. I remember it's black, so that shouldn't be too hard to find. Is this it? Nope. Alright, we're gonna have to keep searching for another black mug, and we finally found it. So she got the Broadway musical, The Music Man CD, and now the Disney Lion King, the Broadway musical coffee mug. I paid 10 cents for this at a highway sale. It sold for $12.95. Person had a ton of black mugs, and they were all 10 cents a piece, so I bought $1 worth. So we went from Broadway to Disney on Broadway, and now the rest of the theme is just Disney. She got these adorable little Disney toys, Mickey and his cars, and then a Donald Duck. I paid maybe $1 for those at a yard sale very early on. They've been in my store forever. Those sold for $12.95. And then she picked up one more Lion King themed item. You guys saw me sell this magnet picture frame a week ago. This one sold for $11.95. Apparently I got 2 from that sale. I didn't even remember doing that. Total order was $45.77. Thank you, Miss Debbie, as always. And just a couple more items that sold while we were out of town. This is a set of Boston Warehouse cowboy cheese spreaders. Gotta have your cowboy themed cheese spreaders. I paid $1 at a yard sale. They sold for $8.46. And then one last item going out. This is from our ephemera box. I picked these up a long time ago, and they just slowly trickle out. I got a bunch of Captain Kangaroo postcards at an estate sale. I paid $1, so I'm figuring maybe 10 cents a piece into each card, and they've been, like I said, slowly trickling out. This one, the buyer sent me an offer for $5, which I accepted, and so 10 cents into $5, not a bad deal at all. So everything you saw us sell in this video, we paid $23.37 for, and it all sold for $476.68, which is 20 times our money, and really not a bad paycheck when you take the week off for vacation and are still getting paid. All packed up, heading to the post office, and we will see you guys soon with another video of what's sold.